Hooray. Hello, everyone. Hope you are doing well. How are you doing? Today is Monday. I see Daryl's here and he already left a comment. I love it. Thank you, Daryl. Said your alarm is set. Thank you. Thank you. Love it. Today is Monday, February 10th, but this is the weekly accountability live stream. And hello to the replay crew. And I thank you for your patience. I'm working on some audio adjustments, so hopefully the sound is better this week. Yay, Daryl. Hi. How are you? Hope you are well. Today, so I love a Monday. I actually love the idea of a new start, fresh week, all ready to go. Like Mondays are full of hope. And one of my colleagues is like, yeah, but it's usually gone by Tuesday. And I'm like, yeah, I hear you. Yes. So I do love a good Monday, but I feel like they're a little hectic over here. And hopefully you can't hear there's always construction going on in some form here in the city, but oops. I'm trying to organize my table here. So thank you again for bearing with me with that. So this is, good morning. This is the 5th week. So this is week 5 of doing a weekly accountability meeting. And I have some thoughts. I'm actually also I'm thinking about changing the time of this meeting from Monday to, or it's going to be on Monday from 9 a.m. Who can do 9? Like, that's ridiculous. And instead making it 5 or 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is, can't hear construction. Good. Daryl, how is the sound? I adjusted some of the settings, so hopefully the sound is much better. It should be much better. I'm using a much better mic, and I hope I'm hooking it up correctly. I will listen back and see how we go. Okay, so good morning. How are you doing? It's morning for me here, but how are you doing where you are? It's great. Good. Thank you, Daryl. Oh, okay. I have my computer. I'll show you. Streaming from my computer, and I have it set up on our little night table here. I have like my daughter's library next to the bed. She'll fall asleep reading books, which I love. But I'm trying to make room for, there we go, for my computer. Okay, perfect. All right. It's a bit of a zooey morning, a little hectic, as Monday mornings can be. But all right, I guess I don't have a charger there. But, and I'm like, why? So sometimes we alternate taking my daughter to daycare. So most of the time I do it just because my schedule is more flexible. Good morning, Fruga. How are you? Are you back? You said you're back to work, but you have a holiday coming up in a month and 2 weeks. I love your life, Fruga. How are you doing? So normally I'm the one that takes her, and this time last week, my husband took her. Please put me on time change on a community. Yes, I will put the time change on a community post. Absolutely. So we can keep track of where it's going. I can hear myself. I'm putting on hand cream. So last week was a beautiful Monday morning. I had all this free time and I'm like, wow. And then this Monday I'm thinking, why am I feeling so rushed? And I'm like, well, that's why, because last week my husband took my daughter. So all of this to say that there is a lot of, in my life, things change quickly. And there's a lot of adjustment and fluidity. And it can be frustrating because I feel like, I can never get anything done. But then I'm like, you know what? No, that means that I have the opportunity to be even more dedicated in the things that I can control. So what can I control? I can control my habits, my routine, my mindset, what I do with my free time. I was watching a video from the channel The Sales Girls. She's two girls. They're young, attractive, and one of them is the daughter of Lloyd Day, who's a big insurance salesman. So I'm like, they didn't come up with this on their, like, she's got legacy, which is good for her, but it's helpful to have context. So the channel The Sales Girls, they were talking about the 4-hour method, and it's like 1 hour for input, so reading, listening to positive things, 1 hour for output, so exercising and getting ready, and then 2 hours for creation. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's similar to what I do with my 3-2-1. 3 hours for planning, 2 hours, 3 hours for executing, 2 hours for planning, 1 hour for adjustment. And looking at the review, like an after action review. So I thought that was an interesting way, the 4-hour blocks. I like my 3-2-1 too, but also on the idea of what I consume, the material I consume, right? And making sure that what I'm consuming is serving me, not other people, right? I'm not serving Netflix. I'm not serving the actors on the TV shows. I'm not serving, you know, Amazon. I want to serve myself and consume healthy, positive, growth-minded material. That's the goal anyway. So that's just kind of what I've been thinking about. Like, so what have I been consuming that's positive? So the positive things that I've been consuming are way back in 2022, I think. I bought the Tony Robbins Personal Power 2 program. And looking back, it's actually very reasonable. It's like $192, so $200. And I have the app. His app is Breakthrough. So if I look it up, yeah, Breakthrough. And I have gotten my $200 worth and then some from that program. It's very actionable. And I mean, Tony Robbins is Tony Robbins. He's a classic for a reason. And whenever I'm looking for something positive and growth inspiring, my growth plan, I'll come back to that. And the app has all the chapters and then these extra little audio lessons on it. So that's what I listened to this morning, and I'm feeling very positive about that. But again, it was like massive. There's a lot to do, and I'm not naturally someone who gets up early naturally in the morning. I love being up and awake and active in the morning, but it does not come easily to me. It's something I have to work at. So my daughter was up at 7 this morning, and lately, normally she asks for dad. Like when she turned 2, it went from being a mom world to being a dad world, and that's all she wants is my husband. Good, you take the morning shift. But this morning she woke up and wanted mommy, and I'm like, okay, all right, mommy on the phone, paging mommy. All right. So I was up with her in the morning at 7, and that was good. I mean, at 7, I don't feel like 7's an early time. Excuse me. She used to wake up at 5, which was not fun. But so I had some extra time, and I'm like, rather than just dozing on the couch, because she'll come out, we'll get her breakfast, and then my coffee and my water are over. So she'll want food. And so this time, instead of going back to sleep, I actually found Personal Power and I started listening to it and I started planning my day. So it's like the hassle of getting out the door, right? Making lunch, getting her dressed, doing her hair. Really, those 3 things can take an hour. That's how, and I set out her clothes before her clothes, and we're fairly organized. It's just actually going through with it because she doesn't love to have her hair done. She needs to be distracted. I don't say she needs to be distracted, but she's not someone that, she does sit quietly. So we have activities for her to do while we're doing her hair. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, but that's it. So all that to say, I know this is a season, and I know there will come a time when my mornings are not as hectic and rushed. So I want to take charge of the things that I can right now and release the things that I can't, but not let the season of life get away from accomplishing absolutely everything that I can within this season. So what are your mornings like? Let me know. What do you do in the morning? What's your morning routine? Oh, man. This light is there. That's better. Very bright. Okay. Alrighty. So let's get into it. So I will go through the scoring. I'll show you how I scored my week 5, how I did. We're almost halfway through. And with this 12-week year. And again, if you're watching this on the replay, you can start whenever. This is just what I did for the week. And I'm thinking, hey, I have some decisions. I mean, obviously decisions to make. I can think about what I have achieved so far and adjust based on that, or I can just give up. Like there are 3 things. I can give up, I can keep going as I have, or I can upgrade. And I'm like, I know the right answer. I so I know what I want to do. And now the challenge is doing the best thing to do. Knowing the best thing to do. Okay. And actually doing it. That's the challenge. So, let me share out so you can see how I update. Because if I had to score myself this, as I am scoring myself, the score that I got this week fully accurately reflects how I'm doing. So this is my tracking sheet, link down below. Here's how I did this last week. And the bonus wins is if you can maintain an 85% average weeks or more in a row, you will meet your goal. So we're getting to the point where unless I make some serious changes and maintain them for 5 weeks in a row, it looks like it will be a little bit harder to make that. Fruga, that's amazing. You wake up early, 7:00 every week, and it's 6 from Tuesday to Saturday. Wow. And what time do you have to be at work? Fruga, 'cause if you're a morning person, or are you a morning person? So here's how I did. So again, week 5, I do still have 5 weeks. I could make it. The challenge is I'm gonna have to make some adjustments quickly and sustain them for 5 weeks. And that's the challenging part. But I mean, it's not like the world ends after 12 weeks. I can fully carry this through. And I've already put in place habits that I know will carry me to where I want to be, which is to increase my income from my side business. So, okay, upgrade my mindset. How did I do? Declare wealth affirmations out loud at least once per day. Yeah. And the out loud part is the part that I am not the greatest at. And let me not do that there. And that's the part that's important, because when you speak something out loud, your body registers it differently, as per Tony Robbins. So that the out loud part is the part that I want to do better. So I give myself a 90%. Write out appreciations, money appreciations, at least once per day, which, let me check. I'm keeping track of my little journal here. Did I do that for 5? There were 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. Today's the 10. Yes, I did every day. I wrote out gratitudes and money appreciations. Look at vision board at least once per day. What did I give myself? A 60. Yes, that's accurate. I have not been doing that. And I have this great vision board that I love. Let me get to it. I would like to have it be quicker than this so I can show you immediately, because as soon as I see it, I really like it. So that's my vision board that I made last week. And I really like it. Oh, Daryl. Puppy is in daycare for a half day on Monday and a full day on Friday. It gives me a respite. Yes. I started teaching financial literacy at the library last Saturday and 3 people were there. That's amazing. Yay. Exactly, Daryl. Slow and steady. You and me both, man. Slow and steady. That's incredible. What curriculum are you using? How are you teaching? Is it your own curriculum? That would be really, really neat, Daryl. That's very exciting. Please let us know how it goes. Is this a course that how many weeks are you planning on doing it? That is so cool. Financial literacy is so important. And people say, oh, it should be taught in schools and high schools. Yes, it should. But I know as a high school student, I would not necessarily have been ready to receive it, because you have no stakes in the game. You have very little skin in the game, because it's not as important. So I think when it's something that you are taking the time and the energy to do yourself, it's much more meaningful. So yes, it should be taught in schools, but I think that we just need more financial awareness in general. So this is my vision board for money. And I love this picture. AI helped me with that picture on Canva. I just used the Canva feature, AI feature. And I just wish it was actual money, which I can see if I can change, instead of something gold, which obviously gold is, positive color, but I wish it was green. So it was more like actual greenbacks. Virgo, you like playing every Sunday morning and walking into your campaign to feel better. Yes. You'll try to work for 4 days if your boss agrees with it. Yay. Excellent. Yes. Same, Virgo. That's amazing. If you're walking for exercise, that's something I would like to get back to too, because exercise, again, second pillar, the 4-hour framework. So the vision board at least once per day, only 60, but I'm working on it. And I want to work on improving it because I'm like 60% there. I feel like this board is 60% what I love and something that I like to look at. So doing okay there. And then writing out future, I'm not doing okay. I'm only 60%. I'm not passing. That's not a passing grade. Write out future pacing at least once per week. I did do that. Let me write to it. Oh, all right. So the future pacing I did this week was on managing finances with my husband, because when I sent out my newsletter, if you're not on my email list, link down below as well, if you want to get on that, I talked about how we manage our finances together. And there's always more to learn and more to adjust to. And then as life changes, you need to learn and adjust. So that's something that I am trying to affirm in a positive way. Daryl, you just help people with whatever they need. You start tracking income and expenses. But I can talk about investing or retirement planning. Yay, that's exciting. Very cool. Yeah, that's exciting. So you're like a drop-in, ask an expert is what it sounds like. Ask someone who knows. That's very cool. Also, Daryl, I saw your video on your 2025 video. It's in my watch later queue, so I'm excited to watch that. Everyone go check out Daryl's channel if you haven't already. Fire with Dr. Ninja Turtle. It's a great snapshot of his sneak peek into his life and process. So my overall score for upgrading my mindset was an 80%. So I'm almost there, but not really. What did I get? Yeah, 85. I got 85 last week. Okay. So I know this. I know that I can do it. And the challenge is actually doing it. So that's something that is easily within my reach. And here's the thing too, I've seen little ways that this is working as far as bringing more money into my experience and upgrading my wealth mindset. Ruga, it was snowing this Saturday when you went to deliver in the mountains. You had to drive slowly with your van. Your department was on red alert. Ooh, harrowing. Ruga, do you like snow though? I mean, it sounds very treacherous to be driving in the snow. I love it. We had snow Saturday night into Sunday, and I really like snow. Yes, you have to be careful, but I like the cold, and I just love stuff like that. I was actually listening to this podcast from the BBC called Extreme. Peak. It was about expedition to climb K2. I love like mountaineering stuff. It's also a harrowing podcast, but I love that kind of stuff. So, but if you don't like snow, that's unfortunate. Yes, drop in and ask an expert. You never thought of it that way. Yay, I love it. Yes, you should brand it as that. So, peak danger, extreme peak danger is the name of the podcast. So, here are some ways I've seen my mindset start to improve already. In that, I mean, all the things that I'm saying are true. All my bills are paid and I still have money left over. My bills are automated. The more I make, the more this is a dangerous one, the more I spend, the more I make, with intentional spending. So I have been spending a little bit more to upgrade my wardrobe, because I'm not someone that, like, clothes aren't super important to me, but I want to present a polished, professional, competent image. And right now that's kind of a struggle. So I'm upgrading my wardrobe, and I went out on Saturday, and my husband parented our child solo. Was a solo parent for a bit, gave me some time to go run some errands. And I just felt naturally attracted to things that I liked. So I felt like that was a positive improvement, in that I was able to find things that I liked, because normally I can't, or it's more challenging for me. The other thing that I'm doing, so the second goal is to grow my side business income, and I'll come back to that. I am tracking my income, and that's something that, because you need to track it if you want to make it. that's something else that has been helping. And I've noticed that. And we're just seeing more opportunities coming our way together as a couple, which is exciting. Okay, so going on to goal number 2, grow my side business income to 1K or more. Spend at least 2 hours a week planning income ideas. I maybe did an hour and it wasn't really concentrated. Spend at least 3 hours a week acting on income ideas. Again, 40% there. Spend at least 1 hour a week assessing, measuring income actions and adjusting as needed. 10%. And actively network with other business owners or entrepreneurs. That's this. Eventually, I will do more fashion influence. Yeah, thanks, Daryl. How is my new car doing? Please update us sometime on the replacement after the stolen car. That's actually a good video idea. I would love to do that. I'm going to write that down. Actually, I'll keep that here in my ideas list because our replacement car, just had its 1-year anniversary in December. Actually, it's been a month, 1 year and a month. And that's significant because we were thinking, if I'm updating my ideas list. So we were spending roughly $1,000 a month to either rent or in a car payment with a car payment. And by buying outright, we were saving $1,000 a month. And our break-even cost would have been right around the 1-year mark because we paid $12,000 for the car. And then we put some extra in, but that's just wear and tear that you would need to put in anyway. We had to have the struts done, we had to have the brakes done, and we needed new tires. So all that together was about $2,000. So it's really $14,000 that we put in December of last year. And by making it to February of this year, we've broken even on that car. So anything we do beyond this point is, I don't want to say we're making money, but anything beyond this point is we're doing better than having to take out a payment. Which it's interesting how the percentage of people who have car notes. I'm sure I had it in my video ideas, probably in my notebook. So that's something that we are actively getting out of fashion influencer. Thanks, Daryl. So thanks for that idea. Okay, and then actively network. Again, this is here. I eventually want to do more meetups, more in-person, other masterminds. I've had really good success with masterminds in the past, and that's something I'm looking forward to doing again in the future. It's just I don't have the bandwidth to do that right now because if I have a spare hour, it's best spent creating content, planning, or reviewing, doing any of those 3 things that actively make me money. So that's probably how I would spend it if I had a spare hour. As my available time increases, we're actively planning to have my daughter go to care for more days. That's actually another topic. Right now, she's only going 2 days a week for 4 hours a day. And between the two of us, it's not enough. And we were talking about that. And it started out as a cost-saving measure. When she was younger, she was a little bit easier to entertain. And now that she's older and not really napping as much, I'm like, okay, it's time for her to either stay where she is. It's time for her to be in some kind of a care, in some kind of I would say a care situation, like a daycare situation, preschool type situation, which she will start going to in the fall. This shop is in a small village. I mean, okay, yes. But what do you think about snow, Fruga? Do you like the snow? I mean, you're saying you have to drive very carefully and slowly, especially in the mountains. I would imagine that's quite challenging. Okay, so overall, for growing my income was 50%, and that's accurate. Last week I got a 70%. Was that my highest? Yep. Well, that's why. Oh, that's why I'm not okay. For the first, did I really get? I guess on week 1 I got 85%. Good job, week 1 me. So it's possible. It is possible. And what I haven't done is assessed my income yet for my business. So I look at Amazon Influencer and YouTube are my primary sources of income at the moment. They're not impressive at all. Primarily, the bulk of my income my side business income is coming from Amazon. And then a bit from YouTube, but not a lot. All right, so let me look. See, reporting. So for this month, $33.93. And then when the month resets, because I'm doing a cash basis, cash accounting, $18.89. Okay, well, at least I know these numbers. For a grand total of not a ton. Okay, $52.82, not bad. Last month I made like 100 and change. Okay. So not terrible. Not great, but not terrible. It's like not even 10% to my goal. My goal is $1,000 weekly. And let's see actually what percent. You like snow. Yes, okay. But I like snow, of course. Landscapes are so beautiful. I think so too. Some people don't love it. Some people don't like the cold. Some people just they don't like it. All right. You have no soul. I think it's beautiful too. Daryl, you have a monthly real estate meetup in your small town and you're buying a house from the guy in your group in a better part. Oh, that's amazing. Better part of town. That's really, really cool. So we have, and I have been to on my channel, real estate meetups, and it's really, really fun. And I'm sure here in the city, there are some too. I just haven't investigated. And again, for me at this stage, it would be that hour would be better spent researching topics. And what has worked is I have some friends that are also content creators and have it helps to hear kind of how they're doing and get encouragement from them. You lived in Vermont and love the snow up there, but not the cold. Exactly. They do come together. Okay, so that's where I am. Let's see what percentage of my goal. Where am I? 5%. Am I 5% to my? Yeah, it's exactly 5% to my goal. Okay, well, that's my scoring. So not excellent, but I'm still here and I'm still tracking. And I made this decision that even if I don't, because once I pass that seven week mark, even if I get 100% for 5 straight weeks, the chances that I will achieve that goal are lower. But I made the decision that I'm going to stick through no matter what. I'm going to stick with it, and I'm going to, so whatever it takes, do whatever it takes to get there. Even if it's not in this 12-week cycle, I am going to keep with it and stick with it and adjust as necessary, because that's the biggest challenge for me. I'm real great at the doing something, but it's the assessing and adjusting that I have not been great at doing. That's why I'm still at this level. I am aiming to level up. So I get to the point where $1,000 is my set point income, and it's possible. I know that it's possible. I am working on adjusting in order to make that happen. Okay. So we're going on 28 minutes. That's what we have. That's what I got for you this week. And again, if you're listening on the replay, thank you so much for the people here on the live. But if you're listening on the replay, I hope this can be an encouragement, because this is going to happen. I'm going to make this happen. I can see it. You need help. So Daryl, FinCon, I met the majority of the people on FinCon, and just reaching out to people on, for channels that I liked. It was people who were in my similar situation, and I just, through comments and whatnot. And I was thinking about that. Like, how do I know them? Just comments, and then texting. And then we met in person at FinCon, and that's how that happened. So yeah, reaching out to people on via channels, which is actually a good tip for me. I'm like, oh yeah, I should just do that again. So here's something else that I'm doing in regard to taking myself and my business seriously, with a plan to grow, with the idea that I'm going to grow. So I have my channel, Wellbehavedwallet, this channel right here, and I have my second channel, Wallet Life, and then I have a third channel, which is just my name. And what I've done is, because I used to just do everything on my WellbehavedWallet channel, I would watch videos on that channel and just interact on that channel. And I'm thinking, no, I want that to be completely separate. So this week, actually, I went through and I cleaned out my watch later queue. So it's only business and finance related topics. So I'm only going to watch and engage with finance and business related topics on this channel. If I want to do anything else, if I want to do my handbags or my trashy celebrity gossip, I have to go to a different channel. And that mental switch of having different lanes has really helped me, at least mentally, to say, okay, no, this is business and work time. And then I switch over to my like personal time. Your bank advisor suggested a place to book money rated by 3.6% during 10 years. That's not great. A book to place money, like a CD, certificate of deposit, Fruga. 3.6 isn't fantastic. Our interest rates right now are like 4%. So I don't know, 3.6. I mean, it sounds like a savings, like it's not even a savings account. It's like a checking account. What's your goal, Fruga? What are you aiming to do with that money during 10 years? If you want to have it active, then yeah, 3.6 is okay. Sorry, I'm rolling my eyes at a schedule thing. Scheduling is one of the most annoying things that we do. That's probably the most annoying thing in my life right now is managing schedule. And I was chatting with a friend from elementary school. We're still like besties to this day. And she was saying, remember when our math teacher that we had through elementary school, K through 8, used to do this thing where she would sigh. Remember this sigh? She'd be like, my friend was like, I've started doing that lately. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now that I think about it, I'm like, yeah, it feels good. It's very satisfying. So we're like relating. I guess that's what happens when you get older. Okay. So yeah, Fruga, let us know. 3.6% for 10 years. Again, it just sounds like a savings account, like a high yield savings account. Daryl, you know who you remind me of is, I'll send you an email. Smart Money Bro. I'll send you an email. Channel that I think that, because he's more like stock and investing. You're retired, which is awesome. I can't think of anyone else who's done what you've done. But to look out to the people that you admire. You gave me some really great suggestions, some really good suggestions. I think it's fine to mention them on the live. Erin Talks Money. I think she's really great. And I've been watching more of her stuff because that is the direction I'd like to go. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Okay, so or the Dream Green Show. He's more stocks, but I like him a lot. All right, I am going to end this now. Again, watching on the live stream. People in the live stream, thank you. If you're watching on the replay, thank you too. You can do it. Stick with it. Keep going. Hang in there. Okay, thanks, guys. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.